At least 6 dead. Dozens of others hurt.
As soon as it hit down, it ran.
Homes and businesses gutted across the mid-state.
I'm thankful. You know, it could have been worse than that.
Lives forever changed.
It was loud. It sounded like 100 freight trains.
Team coverage of this catastrophic tornado outbreak starts now. We start tonight with this breaking news. December 9th, a historic day here in Middle Tennessee as we're dealing with the aftermath of a catastrophic tornado outbreak. This is video coming to us from Hendersonville, just one of the tornadoes touching down tonight. Fox 17 News with team coverage across the mid-state. Our crews spread out across our hardest hit areas. We start, though, with Amanda Chin, live for us tonight in Hendersonville, where this storm ripped through the town and leveled homes. Amanda.
Well, Megan, you can see behind me just the extent of this damage here in Hendersonville. We're at Big Play Entertainment, and just take a look. The back of this building completely gone, debris, gutters, all on the floor. This will obviously all have to be rebuilt. And workers inside tell me there were about 200 people inside when this reported tornado touched down here. Now, the city tells us other buildings have heavy damage as well, but first responders are still assessing the extent. At Big Play Entertainment, there were holiday parties and birthday celebrations happening inside. Workers say the reported tornado happened so quickly and lasted less than 30 seconds. Everyone took shelter, where employees tell me kids were screaming and crying. Thankfully, no one here suffered any major injuries, just small scratches and bruises. But it was traumatic for everyone there.
You could hear all the kids screaming and crying. It was really devastating. The debris and the smoke that happened immediately after was kind of just like, there's not even words for it. I was just like, wow, there's no way that this just happened.
Now, the city is asking folks to please stay off the roads for now so emergency crews can get through. As we were driving here, we were hitting some traffic as well. So please, the city reminds folks to stay off the roads. But for now, reporting live in Hendersonville, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
The aftermath is just devastating. Let's continue our breaking news. Let's go up to Montgomery County now, where we know at least 3 people are dead. This is video of what it looks like. A rain-wrapped tornado slicing through the area this afternoon. Fox 17 News' Dennis Ferrier joining us live from the aftermath of those storms, which left behind unimaginable damage. Dennis.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you look behind me, there's Fort Campbell Boulevard, huge thoroughfare, main thoroughfare here in Clarksville, still closed. And, you know, that's what makes it so difficult to wrap yourself around what happened. Because when you come to a tornado like this, you really have 4 questions. You think you have 1 million, you have 4. How many died? How many injured? Where's the damage? How bad it is? But it's so hard for first responders, for anyone to safely get back into these damaged neighborhoods. We got into one of these neighborhoods just on the other side of Fort Campbell Boulevard, and we saw a lot of damage in a very small neighborhood. We saw a lot of big trees, almost used by clubs, you know, brought up by the tornado, slammed through the roofs. We saw a couple of roofs that looked like they were scalped. This is not a big neighborhood, but we saw at least a dozen damaged homes in a very small area. We did talk to a man whose home was absolutely ripped apart, and although he was sad, he was also grateful.
It's rough being that it's Christmas time, but I'm thankful. You know, it could have been worse than that. I could have been burying one of my kids, you know, saying goodbye for the last time, but I still got them here, so I'm grateful, I'm thankful.
Yeah, when he heard that his 2 sons were okay and the 3 of them got together, it was all going to be okay. It's not okay everywhere. We have 3 dead in this county. We have a lot more injured, and really we're not going to know how bad this really is until morning light. It won't bring comfort, but it will bring clarity. Reporting live in Clarksville, I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
So many areas across our viewing area a similar scene. Our breaking news continues now. Let's go out to Davidson County, where we know at least 3 people are dead. Code Red meteorologist Brett Luna live in Madison. Brett, I know you have been tracking these storms, trying to prepare everyone, keep them safe since 11 o'clock this morning.
Megan, it has been a very active day today, and like you said, just a little after 11 o'clock, we were on air wall to wall for probably close to 6 or 7 hours straight, covering all these tornado warnings that have been issued for Middle Tennessee. A very sad day across Middle Tennessee. Nashville EOC confirming to us right here in Madison 3 deaths from that tornado that moved through here earlier this afternoon. And right now we're on Nesbitt Lane. I'm going to step out of the frame, and my photographer, he's going to kind of just pan around and show you what all we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of the debris that's up in the trees right now. We have some big trees that have also fallen on top of some of these homes. Power lines down. I'm sure you can see that right here. A lot of power lines. The whole entire power poles broken and snapped and on the ground right now. And then look at some of these houses. The roofs completely blown off. Some of the side walls blown off. A lot of the siding on the side of the homes has also been ripped apart. Some of these windows just totally blown out. There's this car part right over here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's all tangled up, some of that coming apart as well. A lot of these cars have had trees falling on top of them as well. And now just down the road, this is as far as we can get down Nesbitt Lane. Further down the road, though, we're told there is a trailer park, and there might be some damage down there as well. Street signs that have just been flattened right to the ground. Still some power lines hanging up in the trees. Just a lot of damage right here on to Nesbitt Lane. We also spoke with a lady, and she had some family members in town, and she lives just about 2 minutes up the road, and hopefully we can get some of that sound to you tonight from what she was telling us. She had a very interesting story. Her kids and her family members had to pile up in their vehicles and get to one of their Airbnbs that actually has a basement so they could ride out this storm. So interesting stories from her tonight too. But for now, we're going to send it back to you in the studio, reporting live out here in Madison. Brett Luna, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Brett, thank you. Continuing our breaking news coverage, let's go up to Gallatin, an area hit pretty hard by tonight's storms as well. Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino is joining us live there tonight, getting an update from authorities. Kelly.
Megan, such a crippling sight behind us near Airport Drive. You could see this huge tree that has toppled over, completely uprooted here by the force of those winds, crashing down on this house. It is actually partially caved in, a brick house caved in here, and that's not it. The wind was so strong, it ripped off the roof and then carried it half a block up here, and it is now wrapped over a power line. If you could see this video here, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The force of that wind, just incredible to wrap this roof around a power line that people are still driving under. So you can understand how dangerous it is out here. I spoke to the man and his wife who live in this home, absolutely devastated. They were loading what belongings they could into their car. They say when they heard that loud sound of the wind, of the tornado that people often hear when they experience a twister, they tell me they hit the floor immediately.
I dove down in the bedroom, she made it to the bathroom, and I felt the wind, whatever, and yeah, it took half the roof.
Now, Raymond Angelo and his wife are now looking for a new place to live. This home obviously not inhabitable. I did speak with the mayor of Gallatin tonight. Mayor Paige Brown tells me they are working with the Red Cross to set up shelters. She also asked me to ask residents to please stay off the road. About 5 areas have been restored at this point. 5 other areas have not been restored. So there's a lot of debris as well all over the road. So you can, again, imagine how dangerous it is out here. One positive note, I could tell you that there were no serious injuries reported in Gallatin and no deaths. But unfortunately, as we know, tragically, that is not the case for the rest of Middle Tennessee. In Gallatin, I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Thank you, Kelly. A lot of work ahead here, and a lot of people couldn't even get to their safe place tonight as severe weather moved through. Smokey Barnes sent us this video from Springfield. An overturned vehicle and down power lines created a gridlock situation on I-65. In fact, there were several accidents and problem spots in both directions on I-65. The interstate was so jammed up in some spots that some people were actually driving backwards just to get out of harm's way. A historic day today. We've got meteorologist Greg Bobus here. Greg, you have been in studio since 1 o'clock tracking this, and we just learned Mayor Freddie O'Connell has declared a state of emergency here for Nashville that will allow us to receive federal and local resources to start the cleanup. A lot of work ahead for us.
Yeah, like Dennis mentioned, you are not going to know the full extent of anything until we wake up tomorrow morning. We saw a lot of it happening as the sun was going down. Now, usually we're here to make sure that you know what is coming your way. What I'm going to tell you right now is I'm going to give you the all clear. We have no more severe weather. We can rest easy. We can keep watching everything here for the rest of the next hour and get our way into tomorrow morning. You can go to bed, not have to worry about alarms going off, not have to worry about sirens going off. Everything is pulling away from the Cumberland Plateau. We have not had a warning on the radar in the last hour and a half. Even looking at lightning, that is already out of the Cumberland Plateau. You see one flashing box, that's off toward Knoxville. We did have a long day, so we're going to recap it, but I am telling you once again, we are in the all clear for any severe weather. Last 12 hours. As Brett was mentioning, around 11 o'clock, things started to bubble up here for us, and then from 1 o'clock on, it was nonstop. All of these red boxes that you see here, just north of Nashville, all the areas where all of our reporters have been just trying to work you through what's going down in some of our really great little neighborhoods that we've got here that are just to the north of Nashville. That's when the bulk of that bad weather came in, right in the middle of the afternoon toward the evening. We're okay now. What are the three big bullet points moving forward? We'll talk about the severe threat being over. Now it is the aftermath and timing everything out going forward when it comes to not necessarily rain anymore, but temperature. We're going to get very cold very quickly. We were at 67 degrees this afternoon. Tonight, we're going to be in the 30s. And then tomorrow night, we're going to be even colder. Think about all the rain that we just put down, and we'll look at potential rainfall totals that radar estimates are picking up for us here. Timing everything out. When we get to those cold temperatures, the areas that already have the damage could have pavement that freezes over starting off your Monday morning. So we kind of shift the bill from no severe weather now to much colder times ahead coming up in the next check of your Code Red forecast.
Thank you so much, Greg. Our breaking news coverage continues as many in the mid-state are sitting in the dark right now. Power crews out around the clock trying to make a dent in these massive outage numbers. About 36,000 Nashville Electric Service customers are sitting in the dark. 3,000 CEMC customers without power. Close to 400 Duck River customers also are dealing with the power outage. Nashville Electric Service says the North and Hendersonville substations are damaged and extra crews will have to be called in. A plea tonight to stay off the roads as crews are dealing with downed power lines and debris. We'll take a look at the damage left behind. And in this catastrophic outbreak, Fox 17 News has you covered. We have a special edition of Fox 17 News this morning, tomorrow starting at 5 a.m. Breaking news tonight, we know at least 6 people are dead and dozens of others hurt as a tornado outbreak ripped through our viewing area here in the mid-state. Of those that were killed, 3 of them in Montgomery County. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live there with the latest. Peyton.
Megan, that's right. I'm on Henry Place Boulevard right now. Complete devastation surrounds me here. You can see a home behind me in complete rubble. That's just one house. This entire block, there is dozens of homes that are destroyed. People living in the area tell me that this tornado was terrifying. It was massive, and they're just trying to piece together what they went through. Now, Clarksville, Montgomery County EMA tells us that 2 adults died along with 1 child after the tornado touched down earlier today. Right now, Clarksville, Montgomery County is still in the search and rescue phase. Devastation is all over this area, and Crystal Halliburton says she was coming home going 115 miles per hour down the road to beat the tornado and get home to her kids and her family. What she came home to, she says she was not prepared for what she saw and what she later learned. Some of her neighbors, she said, are no longer with us. They passed on.
One of my children's friends was one of those who is no longer with us. So my kids took that very hard. We did as well.
Oh, God. You can hear me. It's okay.
They played with him a lot. He would always be ringing my doorbell. And we have Vivan, and he'll be pushing the button and knowing that we can see him. Like, can't they come outside and play? Sweet kid, energetic, love outdoors, love playing, just playful. He was amazing, and to know that he's not here is very sad, but like I said, I'm processing it all.
Now, for this family, Crystal has 5 kids. They are staying in a hotel until Sunday, and I actually spoke with some of her kids. They were obviously very upset about this whole situation. They told me it was terrifying, and they wish that they never had to go through something like this. Now, Clarksville does have a shelter available for anyone that needs it, and that's at Northeast High School for anyone that needs help. Reporting live in Clarksville, I'm Peyton Muse with Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
We've been getting wild, scary photos and videos from our viewers across the mid-state. Viewer Karen Burke in Clarksville sending this dramatic footage of roofs ripped off of homes, a tree with its whole root system torn right out of the ground. And Ben Ash seeing this tornado from the highway in the Hendersonville-Madison area, just swirling and looking intimidating. And Rick Gallagher showing us this lightning strike much too close for comfort in Dickson County. Then this sizable hailstone. Well, you can see all of our viewer pictures snapped across our viewing area tonight, and you can even submit your own. Go to fox17.com and search Chime In. Damage across most of the mid-state, the long road ahead for cleanup that's already underway. And in this catastrophic outbreak, Fox 17 News has you covered. We have a special edition of Fox 17 News this morning, tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m. Back to our breaking news coverage, we have brand new video coming to us from Robertson County. A tornado on the ground, just one of many tonight. Fox 17 News' Jennifer Waddell took that video. She brings us the latest.
We're here along Gallatin Pike at Freehill Road in Hendersonville, where the word from first responders in Hendersonville and the rest of Sumner County is stay off the roads if you can. There are several intersections throughout the city that have no power, and the problem is people are not treating that the way they should, like a 4-way stop. I'm going to spin around here so you can see just over my shoulder. Forgive me while it gets a little dark, but this is one of those intersections where you can see the lights are not working, and folks coming through here are supposed to stop in all directions to give everybody time to make a move safely. We do have multiple reports of damage along Gallatin Pike, which is just south of Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, where we know this rotation made a direct course through. Many of the roads have trees down, power lines down. So again, the word from Hendersonville, stay off the streets if you can, and treat these intersections that have no power like a 4-way stop before you proceed. Reporting from Hendersonville, Jennifer Waddell for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.